Some of you have asked me what kind of a roast I'm going to give John, and I'm sorry to disappoint you, but they just didn't give me enough time. I've been in Colorado Legal Services for 18 years and have learned so much from John's leadership during that time. But really, even before working for John, I knew of his legacy. Almost 20 years ago, while working at the Legal Assistance Foundation of Chicago, a colleague of mine had pinned a John Asher quote on his bulletin board that really best sums up John's passion and commitment to this work. It said, "The only thing less popular than a poor person is a poor person with a lawyer." For more than 37 years as executive director and 47 plus years as a legal aid lawyer, John Asher has been tirelessly fighting to make legal aid lawyers not more popular, but more supported to do their work. Just a tiny little bit of perspective. In 1971, fresh from his Harvard undergraduate and law school educations, he's an underachiever, John and his wife Shirley transitioned from Cambridge, Massachusetts to accept a staff attorney position at Colorado Rural Legal Services in the tiny farming community of Greeley, Colorado. And for those of you who sometimes vacation in Colorado, I don't think that Greeley is on your list. Why has John been effective? Because he has used his inexhaustible work ethic, his diligence, his tenacity, his sharp intelligence, and wit to persuade, cajole, and yes, sometimes strong arm for increased dollars for legal services in Colorado and across the country. But he's always kept the client in mind, and he works tirelessly for solutions, large and small, to problems that impact the low-income community, whether they are equal access to justice, equal access to technology, or, as going on now, continued concerns about the astronomical rise in rents and consequent displacement of low-income tenants in many communities throughout the United States. In trying to describe John's dedication to his work, I will borrow the words of Sergeant Shriver, the actual architect of legal aid as we know it. As a profession, we are defending the rule of law, not as a bastion of privilege, but as a revolutionary ideal, as fundamental as democracy itself, as timeless as the principle of justice, as current as the latest Supreme Court decision. That's why the legal profession has provided one of the great new weapons in the war against poverty: justice, legal justice, social justice, moral justice for all. In my experience, John has lived his professional life to ensure and defend the rule of law as justice for all. John is a luminary in this legal aid community for his exceptional service and for his enduring commitment and passion for the rights of low-income people. John Asher is most deserving of the Dennison Ray Denny Award. Thank you.
Thank you, Rainey. Please know how special it is to receive the award from you, a dear colleague and co-pilot. You challenged me to be the best I can be and help to manage a program that adheres as closely as possible to our vision and our highest principles and values. I am among only a handful of us left who actually knew and worked with Denny Ray. He was a colleague, a friend, a teacher of mine, and of so many in our legal services community. He taught me to be a better legal aid lawyer, to better train and supervise other legal aid lawyers, and taught me what makes for an exceptional legal aid program, and to accept nothing less. It's a true honor to be recognized in his name. There's no organization from which such a recognition would mean more to me than it does coming from NLADA, an organization that for over 100 years has defended, protected, and improved civil legal aid and defender services throughout the country. I thank NLADA, Joanne, the staff and board for having chosen to recognize me. I have been blessed for the past almost 50 years with the opportunity to do work that I love and find important and rewarding, and by the opportunity to do it with wonderful people whom I love, care about, value, and respect, the members of the entire legal services community, the boards of directors, and particularly the chairs of the boards of the Legal Aid Society of Metropolitan Denver, now Colorado Legal Services, for whom and with whom I've been privileged to work. I value their guidance and their support of CLS. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to work with the very skilled, competent, most able, passionate, dedicated, and committed lawyers, paralegals, and staff of our program. Without them, obviously, my work would not be meaningful or even possible, and I therefore accept this recognition with my deepest thanks to them all and on their behalf. I'm blessed with two wonderful sons and a wonderful daughter-in-law and two absolutely wonderful grandchildren. And of course, my wife, Shirley, who reminds me frequently that beside every successful man is a very surprised woman. She has shared with me her wonder at how I have fooled so many of you, and that if you really knew or certainly lived with me, it is she, not I, that you would recognize. But all of my family ensure not just my humility, but with balance and love, and are the greatest joy in my life. If it is true that the arc of the moral universe is long, but bends inevitably towards justice, we in this extraordinary community of advocates and clients know more than most that it only bends if people of goodwill and skill keep leaning and pushing on it. I'm privileged to work with and be with all of you, all of us committed to doing what we can to continue to lean and push with all we have to bend the arc towards justice. Thank you.